Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. Today is the Friday recap. So what we do in this show is we go over everything that I've read this week, everything I'm going to read next week, everything that's gone up on the channel this week, everything that's going up on the channel next week, and then kind of anything else. And today I actually have a very special surprise for you, which is also a surprise for me. So I have a box from my friends at Hardy's Books, which still has my address on it. So I'm just going to kill some time while I rip this address label off. That was bad. That didn't work. This is one of those times where I say to myself, maybe you should edit this section out, Sam. And then I don't edit it out because I am bad at that. So here's a box from Hardy's Books that says to open it on camera. So the incredible willpower it took me not to instantly open this, and also the willpower that I'm going to get, the boost from not opening it until the end of the video is going to be pretty cool. So first off, what have I been reading this week? So I am halfway through A Crown of Swords. So I made a huge amount of progress reading like 200 pages in like 2 or 3 days over the weekend. And then I just had a mega busy week. Well, not 300, like 200 pages over the weekend. And now I'm in the 400s. I'm just over halfway. Really enjoying this book. Going back to the Wheel of Time was exactly what I needed. Because I think that my brain was just a bit worn out. And I didn't particularly... I think I was struggling with reading something new and getting into a new world. I have always found first books in series to be something that I need to be a bit more invested in. I've never DNF'd a sequel, but I've DNF'd lots of first books. So Crown of Swords is going great so far. I actually didn't... I'm kind of sort of DNFing first binding. I don't intend to 100% DNF it. I think I will plan to come back when I have a bit more time and brain energy. Trying to start a lot of new things when I have a tiny baby is probably not very sensible. Whereas with a lot of the stuff that I'm reading, like for example, Wheel of Time, I'm 6, 7. This is the 7th book, so I'm 7 books in, and it feels like to me a lot easier. There's nowhere near as much to learn and absorb, and when you're reading with a tired brain, this is a lot easier. Also, because it is the summer holidays at the moment, both children are at home. My son is off school, and that has also kind of compounded my lack of brain energy and free time, because normally I will use my lunch break during the day to just binge read. So I will just sit down, put my phone on the other side of the room and read for a full hour. Whereas now Peter is home, I'm giving my wife a bit of a break from the kids for an hour with my lunch break. So a lot of my reading time is evaporated. And a few times this week, I have been weirdly absorbed and gone down like Instagram rabbit hole and just like watched Instagram reels for like an hour, which I never do, and haven't done since I got rid of TikTok years ago, like over a year ago now. So maybe it's time to delete Instagram. I already have a time limit on it, but I just kind of extended it and just kept watching. Anyway, what's up next? So you guys probably know that I go fantasy, sci-fi, or sometimes I will go fantasy, urban fantasy. Like I fantasy is my favorite genre, but I will swap out. I do like to alternate between books to try and stop my motivation from drying out, and also I like to switch genres just to keep it fresh, So next up, I'm picking a sci-fi, and I have picked Recursion by Blake Crouch. And the reason I picked Recursion is that it was 99p on Kindle when I looked for another sci-fi book to read. So I've got this one. I also picked up John Scalzi's Kaiju something. I want to say Preservation Society. So John Scalzi's Kaiju book. I have been curious about John Scalzi's work from years and years ago, and have just never gotten around to it. And then I was like, oh, I'll read Starter Villain, and I actually got sent an ARC for Starter Villain, a digital ARC, but I didn't get around to it, and the book timed out because I wasn't yet aware of how with NetGalley you can send yourself the Kindle copy, and the Kindle copy doesn't time out. So I never actually got to read Starter Villain. So yeah, I do have Kaiju Preservation Force Society, whatever it is. That was 99p at the same time as Blake Crouch's Recursion. People have said that with Crouch's books, of the like 3 most popular ones, so we've got like Dark Matter, Upgrade, and Recursion. Dark Matter is the best, and then Recursion is kind of more of the same from Dark Matter, but then I thought Upgrade was quite bad. So, not bad, middling. It was very middling. I didn't think it was particularly exciting or thrilling. So I am really excited to read Recursion, because I am really in the mood for Blake Crouch's type of storytelling, like super fast, super thrilling, and heavy on the pop sci-fi. So really looking forward to reading Recursion. I haven't actually read solidly a book on Kindle in ages. I think the last time I read a book that was purely on Kindle, I did read Surviving Westcliff, but before that, probably the beginning of the year when I read the final Empire of the Wolf book, which I can't even remember what it was called now, because Trials of Empire was the second book. Whatever that third book was that I didn't love as much, that one I audiobooked that actually. Anyway, I'm not going to be audiobooking Recursion because it's literally like 200 pages. So I'm not going to waste an Audible credit on something that's like 6 or 7 hours long. So I will be reading this one. Sight reading on a Kindle. Yeah, really looking forward to Recursion. After Recursion is the book that I've been saying I'm going to read forever, which is Soul Stealer by Elle McConery. That is the final SPFBO book that I need to read for my collaboration with Philip Chase and a few others, including Brian from Belltube, Abel Montero, Matt Go from Go Read Books, and Vaughan Roycroft, who wrote The Severing Sun, which is on my list of possibilities for Self-Pub September because people have raved about it. And obviously, knowing Vaughan through our email conversations about this project, it'd be nice to get his... it'd be nice to give that a read, I think, just because he seems like a really nice chap, and his books do actually come highly recommended, aside from him being a nice chap that I have spoken to. So, the thing I'm going to read, though, is... So it's going to be Recursion, then Soul Stealer. I do not imagine... So, I would expect I'll be finished with Wheel of Time sometime next week. Not the whole series, the Crown of Swords. Then I would imagine Recursion I will probably only take a couple of days to read because it's such a short book. Then Soul Stealer is like a 700-page self-pub, so it's going to be a real toss-up on that one as to whether it is a book that I really enjoy and so I read the whole thing, or if I don't love it, I am going to DNF it. So that's the... Yeah, so I've already given it 50 pages when I was previewing all the SPFBO books, and I did enjoy that 50 pages. So I want to try and read at least 100 to 200 before making a 100% decision to continue or DNF. But I'll let you guys know. I'll do like a short or something if I remember. That's like, this is what I think of Soul Stealer. So... yeah, looking forward to reading that one because I did enjoy, like I said, those first 50 pages, and there's a lot of potential there. And the comp books, or the comp titles for Soul Stealer are Wheel of Time and Game of Thrones, and I love both of those series. So looking forward to reading that one. Videos on the channel this week. So on the channel we had the review for a book, which I can't remember which one it was. It was a fantasy novel because, or was it Artemis this week? No, I'm sure Artemis was last week. So we had a book review on Monday, and I hope you enjoyed it. And then after that, we had the video games video. So one of the things that I always wanted this channel to focus on sci-fi and fantasy books, but I also do enjoy other kinds of sci-fi and fantasy storytelling, like video games, like comic books, like manga, like movies and TV. And I have experimented a few times on the channel with whether people are interested in that side of kind of content, and it doesn't seem like people are. So I'm not going to make it a regular feature to talk about games, manga, comics, books, TV, films, but I do want to be able to bring those up every now and then. So if you want more of that kind of content, please do say so in the comments, because that will influence me to make stuff for my most ardent viewers, which are the people who watch this video every week and the people who drop their comments down below. So comments are, as always, vastly appreciated, and they do help me make the best content for the viewers of the channel, which is always my #1 goal. So that often people are like, oh, just make what you want to make, and I'm like, well, actually, I'm building a community here and I want to make what you guys want to watch. Does that make sense? Anyway, that's probably it in terms of this. In fact, yeah, I did 2 Wandering In videos and then today's video. Next week is going to be a special week because Monday is my 1-year anniversary on BookTube. So on Monday, I will be doing a 1-year anniversary video. Normally there would be a review on Mondays, and I believe the next review up is The Martian. Or maybe I've actually reviewed all the books and I don't have enough. I now am behind on reviewing. So I took too long reading the first binding, unfortunately. But if I'm sure there is a review. I'm sure it's The Martian. Anyway, so what that leaves us with, Silverblood was this week. Silverblood Promise. The Martian on Tuesday, probably. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, there'll be at least 1 Wandering In episode again next week. But I'm also recording with a buddy of mine, so with Lion from Hobbies of a Man, who is another BookTube channel who loves the Wandering In. We're going to do a Wandering In Volume 1 full spoiler / some spoiler recommendation chat. So he's read like the whole series, but I've obviously only read Volume 1 and a little bit of 2. So we're going to get together and chat about The Wandering In and just kind of see what comes up. It's basic. The idea behind that is I really want to do more Wandering In content, but there's only so much that I personally can do when I'm doing videos on every chapter. So one of the things I put out in one of the videos was I'd love to do a collaboration with another Wandering In YouTuber, and Hobbies of a Man subscribes to the channel and loves the video series and was like, yeah, I'd love to do something. So we're going to do that. We're going to record that next week. It might not actually go up until the week after, but yeah, we are recording that next week, so I'm excited about that. I don't know what else we could do next week. I think that I did have a few ideas on the back burner for anniversary videos, for it being 1 year, but I think I don't actually have enough time now. I didn't leave myself enough time to make those. So sorry, there's not going to be anything super amazing, but we are going to have a 1 year anniversary celebration, which I'm pretty excited about. So next up we have a package from Hardy's Books. I'm opening it. Oh, should I can't be bothered. I was going to say, should I take a thumbnail with this package being unopened? But I can't be bothered. That was satisfying. My cat will probably come in a minute because Gus absolutely loves it. Ooh, there's a card. If you ever wanted to buy something from Hardy's Books, I'll tell you right now that they package their stuff incredibly well, because I have had a couple of packages from them now, and genuinely it's been packaged incredibly well. Okay, so first thing is first, we have a lovely card with some cats on it. Both the Hardy's Books guys and I love cats. Say both, there's two of them. All three of us. Oh, here we go. So sorry you couldn't make it to Worldcon with us, but well done for raising the next generation, which is far more important. To elevate your victorious joy, please enjoy the enclosed. To quote Ryan Carhill, Sam, you mean Sam Harrison? All our love, Mare, Laura and Ross. So it's not, that's actually, there are three of them, and there's one of me. So I'm going to put this card up somewhere lovely where I can think about it often. I'll probably put it on my desk, to be fair. What else is in there? Oh, there's a fun thing in here. It is a Stormlight badge. So this is a Knights Radiant logo from Stormlight Archive. I do enjoy the Stormlight Archive, so this is pretty cool. Let's have a look inside this now. So we've got actually quite a lot of stuff in here. We have something pretty exciting, which is, my head is massive, so I'm glad that fits straight first time, which is a hat from the Broken Binding. I'm very excited about this because I've also actually, so I just had to answer the door because there was a package being delivered. It wasn't this package, obviously, this is just for me. I've actually won a hat from the Broken Binding, so I'm going to be sending the one that I've won to Ross and Laura so that they get to have their own. Pretty excited about having a Broken Binding hat because I like covering up my bald head. So I'm going to wear this for the rest of the episode. What else is in here? So we have something I've been wanting for a while. Like genuinely, ever since I first saw it, I've really wanted one of these, which is a Hardy's Books sticker. I think this might genuinely go on my Kindle. I love this this sticker. It's got a cool cat on it. Obviously, I have a black cat, so that's pretty exciting for me. Yeah, I think that'll probably go on the Kindle. And then we have the first 5 chapters of Stormlight Archive Book 5. So this is really pretty cool. You had to be at Worldcon to get this. I have plans around Stormlight, so I've pre-ordered it. I've also bought the audiobook, the ebook. So I'm going to have everything Stormlight 5. And I've got this special preview, which I will probably start reading a little bit in advance of it coming out. So I don't know if you guys know this, but there have been preview chapters for Stormlight 5. So the publisher, which is Gollancz, they have been putting a chapter a week up on the website, and I think it will be, by the time the book comes out, it'll be like a third of the book. So my plan is to actually start reading Wind and Truth before the physical copy arrives. So it's very cool to be able to start it with this very super exclusive Worldcon preview for Wind and Truth. So yeah, genuinely mega excited to read this. Next up, we have a preview of The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. So I've never read anything by Joe Abercrombie, but my plan is to read the first lore at some point. I do have a copy of The Blade itself. I had made a rule a long time ago when I started Wheel of Time that I wasn't going to start any series that were more than a trilogy until I had finished the Wheel of Time. I do, however, kind of feel like I want to read those books before I read The Devils, and I'd like to read The Devils when it comes out. I have seen some previews of passages from The Devils from people who have got early copies, and it's really cool. It's very funny, and I'm looking for a book that's funny. So I have The Devils preview. I'll probably read this and let you guys know what I think of it. So yeah, excited to read that one as well. And then we have, we've got something special here. We've got a Broken Binding tote bag which is great because that will replace the Aldi tote bag that I use to go to the shops. So Broken Binding tote bag with their brand new logo on it. Congratulations to Broken Binding for that logo. And there's a book in here, guys. Wasn't expecting a book. It says it's signed Hardy's Books. Signed, stickered Hardy's Books. Let's have a look. What is it? Oh my god! It's a Blood and Fire by Ryan Cahill. You guys know I'm a huge Ryan Cahill fan. And they got it signed for me. Guys, I don't mean to gush and to also be one of those people who shows off about things, but get yourselves friends like Mayor Ross and Laura. Some of the best friends that I have never met in person. I love chatting with those guys, and it's genuinely really meaningful. This is the Bound of the Broken series is something that when I started reading it was one of the big things that made me want to do a booktube channel. Ryan Cahill is probably this series is my favorite #1 fantasy series of all time. To have the first book signed by the author, and not just signed but also signed to me specifically, I don't want to cry on camera, but this is very, very meaningful to me. Thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot. And as I sit here in my Broken Binding hat with my with the first book in my favorite series of all time. Oh, and in fact, there's a bookmark in here from Inkstone Books, which has Mare's name on it. So I assume she reserved this. Thank you so much, you guys. This means genuinely so much. It's hard to know what to say, isn't it, when you get given a genuinely incredible present. Thank you. I'm glad I opened that last. There are a couple of bits in here. So we also have a Broken Binding pin badge and a Broken Binding pen with their logo on. As you guys know, I'm a big shill for the Broken Binding. Obviously, I'm completely impartial. I say wearing a branded baseball hat, which I will probably wear for a lot of videos. This one, I don't even know what to say. I don't know. I feel like I have to end the video because otherwise I will literally probably start crying. It's got a lovely naked hardcover as well with the egg design on. I'm gonna show this to my wife when she comes home. She's out at the moment, and she's gonna be completely flabbergasted. I genuinely was like, oh, there's a copy of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell in my office that's in the red cover that I know Ross doesn't have. Maybe I should pick that up from the office and send it over. And now I feel completely, what's the term? Ineffectual is not the right term. What am I thinking of? It's definitely imbalanced. You can tell that I have a creative writing degree and my vocabulary is fantastic, because there is a term that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember it. Maybe it's time to do a reread of this series as well, guys, of Blood and Fire. Maybe it's time. Oh, there's drawings. There's a drawing in here. Maybe it is time to do a reread of this series. I do absolutely love it so much, and the what's the term I'm thinking of? The fourth book is out next year. Do you know what? Maybe we'll save the reread for book 5. So the book 5 is going to be like my Stormlight 5. So I'm anticipating Stormlight 5, absolutely. But of Blood and Fire being my favourite series, and book 5 in The Bound and the Broken, which is the name of the series, not of Blood and Fire, which is the name of this book. The book 5 in this series currently has no scheduled release date because book 4 isn't out yet, but book 5 will be the end. It'll be the finale. So yeah, I guess now I have to try and go to other conventions that Ryan Carhill is at to get the other books and get them all signed, so I have a lovely collection. But yeah, this genuinely is incredibly meaningful. Thank you very much. I can't watch this video back. I'm not going to be able to edit this. I'm not going to be able to watch this back because it's going to be embarrassing to watch myself be so emotional. Thank you, everyone. And by everyone, I mean Laura, Ross, Mare. I think I've said your names in all different orders throughout this video, so it makes it clear that I'm not singling out one specific person. Thank you so much. I did not expect to receive a book, let alone a book, book 1 signed in my favourite series by my favourite author. They actually also, they sent me a video message from Ryan, which was like, oh, Sam Harrison, showing that he kind of sort of knew who I was, which is definitely something that is going to make my brain set on fire. I'm going to have to repack this box so that I can take a thumbnail showing me holding this box. I don't know what to do with that book. It's so nice. Such a good present. This is the longest Friday show I've done in forever, but it's kind of, I feel like it's warranted, right? I got 2 pin badges. Got a broken binding and a Knights Radiant one. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I can't say thank you any more times, but thank you, everyone. And thank you, too, for watching this video. If you liked seeing me get very emotional opening a box, then please do like the video. If you tell me the best gift you've ever received, write it down in the comments down below. Tell me the best gift you've ever received. And if you haven't subscribed by now, you've just seen a very emotional window into my personal life and psyche. So I feel like you owe me one. So give me a sub, and I will see you on Monday. Bye.